Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Princess the Artist here. If you are new to my channel, how you doing, friend? Welcome. I invite everybody to my channel, honey. All right, so as you can guess, today's video is based on eyebrows. Yes, you guessed it. It's nothing but eyebrows on eyebrows on eyebrows, okay? So in this video, I'm going to be doing a show and teach. So the show and teach is basically going to be showing you different ways that you can do eyebrows. I'm actually going to be showing you 2 ways that you can actually do eyebrows using a pencil and also using the gel. So whenever using the both of them, one look, which is pencil, is going to give you more of a softer, everyday type of look. And when it comes to gel, gel gives you a little bit more of a dramatic look, but nothing that's going to be too crazy. Something that's going to stand out a little bit more, but nothing that's going to scare you, friend, okay? Also, just to let you know, if you always want to be in the know when I upload new videos, friend, go ahead and subscribe and like and or comment on my videos, okay? So go ahead and ring that bell, friend, and it's going to let you know when I upload new exciting videos. Okay, so if you're ready, I'm with it. So let's do it, friend. Okay, let's get into makeup. Okay, so your first step is going to be your concealers. So the concealers that I do have, this is from MAC, both of these are the MAC 24-hour concealers. So these 2 concealers that I'm going to use, it's 2 different colors, so it's totally up to you. You do not have to use 2 colors on your eyebrows. I just like to mix my colors a little bit to get the shade that I like. Totally optional. But with these 2 type of concealers that I do have, they're going to be more of a full coverage, which means it's going to cover a little bit more underneath the brow, something that's not going to be cakey whatsoever, and it is a 24-hour wear. Okay, now when it comes to the shades of the concealer underneath the eyes, which will also be called the brow bone here. So if you use a color that's going to be more of the skin tone, which you can, it's going to give you more of an everyday type of look. Okay, now if you're wanting something that's going to be make your brows really kind of stand out and also be a little bit lighter underneath there just to give it some pop, you definitely can. That's when you would do a concealer that's going to be a little bit lighter than the actual skin tone. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you exactly how to apply it. I'm going to use a, this is going to be pretty much a concealer brush, or you can use this eyeshadow too. But I'm going to use this brush. This one's from Morphe. So I'm going to use this brush and I'm actually going to line it, so pretty much creating a line underneath my brows here, pretty much tracing underneath your brows and bringing that concealer down here. And what that's doing, and it's just pretty much preparing the eyebrow as far as the shape of the eyebrow. Okay, so I pretty much went ahead and mixed both of the shades together. Both of these shades, this one is NC50 and NC45 in the 24-hour concealer from MAC. So I'm going to mix both of these shades up, okay? Side note, just to let you know, if you are interested in any other brands that are great for concealers, let me see, Too Faced has one. Too Faced is called Born This Way concealer. It's absolutely wonderful. You can use that concealer as well, which is also nice. Or you can also use MAC. Either way, okay? So I put a thin amount of this product on the back of this brush, okay? Don't put too much, just a thin amount, okay? So I'm pretty much tracing underneath my brow here with the concealer. Just like that, okay? So you want to trace your brow just like that. And then you're going to take the same brush. I just pretty much cleaned off the product, and you're going to bring that concealer downward, okay? You can bring it downward, or you can also bring it over. Just like that. and you can bring it downward, okay? And then what I do is I continue to lightly bring that down a little bit. Don't put too much concealer, just a good generous amount, okay? Okay, and if you would like, you can press it. Okay, you can press it out. Just like that. Okay, and no worries, if you already have your eyeshadow on, you could just, we're gonna actually cover this back up with eyeshadow. No worries, okay? So that's how you apply your concealer. So basically, I had taken this brush and I just put a really thin amount of the actual concealer on this whole entire one side of the brush, or you can just use it on the tip, which is also on the side of the brush. You can put it on top of there and then create your line underneath your brow, okay? And then you're gonna bring that down. You're gonna bring all that concealer down, but the very little that you are going to use, okay? All right, so after you do that, now you're getting ready to do the other eye the same exact way with the concealer underneath your brow, okay? Okay, so I'm taking a small amount of the concealer and I'm putting it on the tip this time of the brush, if that's a little bit more easier for you. And I'm just tracing this underneath my eyebrow. So pretty much you're outlining your eyebrow. Okay? So now you're gonna bring that concealer down. Okay? Okay, side note, just in case you applied your eyeshadow pretty much like how I did, that's okay, friend. If you take your blending brush, this one is from MAC. This is the 286 brush, and it could be any blending brush that you have at home. Without going into any product, you would just take the tip of your brush and you would just buff in the center of your eye, pretty much where the concealer pretty much fell or you blended down to. You would just pretty much go in a circular motion and just buff it, okay? And then that way, by buffing it, it's just gonna blend the concealer and your eyeshadows in the crease together. No worries, you can always bring back that eyeshadow in your crease, okay? But we're gonna do that after, and I'll show you how to do that, okay? Okay, so now we're ready for our first eyebrow color. Okay, so this one is from MAC. This one is called Deep Dark Brunette. So this one is a gel for your eyebrows or a pomade. This one's in a really deep, rich brown. Now, if you prefer your brows a little bit lighter, you can do a little bit more of like maybe brunettes or even a little bit more blonde, depending on your eyebrow color. Okay, or the preference that you are going for your brows, okay? So I'm also gonna be using a tool. This one is the 268 brush. This one is an angle brush. So you wanna make sure your angle brush is really thin, almost like thin like paper, friend, okay? Because the reason why you want your bristles to be really thin is simply because when you're getting ready to fill in your brows with the gel and also outline your brows, it'll be so much easier when it's really thin. That way your lines are super sharp, okay? All right, so let's go get into the first brow. So I'm just gonna take just a little bit of this pomade here. I just put like just very little on the back of my hand. May seem like a lot, but you know, you can do even less than that amount. So I take my brush and I do a really thin amount, just pretty much on the whole tip of the brush, okay? That whole angle part, you want to go ahead and put product on, but a really thin amount, okay? Do not cake it on there. Make sure it's super thin, okay? All right. So now I'm going to begin to outline my eyebrow, okay? So you pretty much want to trace in your brow. So keep the bristles onto the skin and just glide it through your hair, okay? All right. I just took a little bit more of the product and just follow how your actual brow grows. And just keep the bristles onto the skin and stop wherever your hair is going to stop, okay? How you know where to start and where to stop, you want to take your brush and just put it up against the side of your nostril and where your hair actually starts, or where your hair is going to be starting, here. Straight up and down. That's how you know where to start, which is here. How you know where to end your brow, just put it at an angle, like a higher angle here on the side or the end of your eye. And I just kind of put a little bit higher. And that's how you know where to stop, which is about here on your brow, okay? Don't bring it all the way down here, friend. You wanna bring it all the way up here. You just wanna start kind of like maybe in the middle point, okay? All right, so I'm just in my hair and bringing this all the way down, just like that, okay? You guys see it? Okay, so I'm gonna do it one more time, okay? So we're gonna pretend like we never outlined it at the bottom, okay? So I'm gonna show you one more time on how to outline it again. Just a really thin amount on your brush, okay? And you just wanna take it and start at the bottom of your hair. Don't go on your skin, you're in the hair, and glide it over, okay? Just like that, okay? You should still have a straight line, but still in your hair. And then you want to bring it down, and then that's it. So you're going to stop here, okay? Okay? So now we're going to do the same thing we did at the bottom. We're going to do it to the top. Now, here's another thing that you also can do. If you don't want to outline your top and you just want to fill in your hairs after you create your first outline at the bottom, you can. So you would just lightly, with product, back onto your brush, very little or just a generous amount, and you want to fill in just the center of your brow, pretty much where all your hair would be. You would just fill it in all the way down until it meets, kind of like in this end part where your natural curve would be on your eyebrow. Okay? Okay? Now that's if you just want to kind of keep it natural and you don't want to create another outline at the bottom towards the top. Okay? All right. So now this is if you want to really make the brow a little bit more dramatic than this. So we're going to outline the top just like we outlined the bottom. Okay? Okay. So you would still take your angle brush. Okay? It's the same one that we've been using. Okay? You're going to put very little of your product on to remember the tip of the brush, which will be this whole top side of the brush. Okay? I'm still using gel. So you're pretty much going to take it and make a really straight line here. Okay? Just a straight line. As straight as you can get it here. Okay? So now that you made this line here, and you want to go as close to your brow as possible. Okay? Because if you don't, if you go a little bit or a lot further up onto the skin, way above your brow, it's going to make your brow super thick, and we don't want that. Okay? So just follow your brow. So you're going to take it here and then trace. And then what I do is I stop where this curve is here of your brow, which means that'll be your high arch. And I stop there. I don't bring it all the way down because that's what you did the first time with the bottom of your outline, okay? Now, this is the easy part. You're just gonna pretty much lightly fill in the middle where your hairs would be. You will go ahead and fill that in. So begin to fill that in using no more product, which means you're not gonna go back into your gel. You're just gonna use what's already there. So you're gonna use the product from here, the outline that we did up top of the brow, and also the outline that we did at the bottom of the brow. You're gonna use both of those. And together, it's gonna lightly blend the shade together, okay? And I'm just gliding my brush over. I'm still using that whole entire tip part, okay, of the brush. So now we're ready to pretty much, I'm gonna show you how to fade here. So make this like a really, really soft square and nothing that's gonna be too harsh of a square, okay? Okay, so you're gonna take your brush, your angle brush, and you just pretty much just clean off your brush on a napkin or anything like that using any type of brush cleaner, okay? So after you do that, I've already cleaned my brush already, okay? So now I'm actually just gonna take it, and so you know how we pretty much used this side just to fill in our brow and outline? Okay, so this time you're actually gonna flip your brush over. So which means if you flip your brush, the actual angle, the tip of the angle part, the more pointy part of the brush is actually going to be facing the opposite way, actually going towards this way of your brow, and the more part that's more towards the end going at the downward motion is actually going to be facing the opposite side of your brow, okay? So after you flip your brush, you're just going to take it, the top part of your brow here, you're going to bring that over. And then the rest, also in the middle, you're going to bring that over. Okay. You're bringing all of that over. And then you're going to bring it up. Okay. All right. Now, sometimes it may create a lot of the color. Here's going to go more towards the middle. That's okay, because we're going to wipe that away. And how you do that is that clean your brush, okay? You can take your concealer. You could take any one of your concealers and just use a little bit of the side of it on your angle brush. And what you can do is that you can go in the center, start in the center, which is here, okay, just on the skin of here, and you're gonna bring it over. So you're gonna kind of lightly go into your hair a little bit, and you're gonna kind of bring it towards the middle. And it takes all of that unnecessary color that went further here, it'll take it completely away, okay? All right, so we're on to now the next step. So now we're ready for pencil. So I actually have 3 shades here. So this one is called Brunette from MAC. This one is, you like your brows a little bit lighter, you can use this color here. Or if your hair is a little bit more blonde and you want to go really, really light on your brows, you can also do this one. This one is called Fling. This one's also from MAC. And, or if you just want to keep it pretty much more of like that soft brown type of look, that's more similar to your actual eyebrow color, but nothing that's going to be too dark, you can use this one. This one is called Spike. This one also is from MAC. okay? So all three of these items are pencil. So now we're getting ready to show you exactly how to do pencil. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start using spiked eyebrow pencil. So you wanna start in the same exact area that we started when you applied the gel eyebrow, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and start right here at the bottom. So you're gonna go ahead and create your guideline. This will be your first guideline at the bottom of the brow, but still in the hair, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and just trace underneath that. Remember, you just wanna glide your pencil. So you pretty much wanna start within your hair at the bottom. Go ahead and take it and glide it in the hair. All the way over and all the way back down here, okay? Okay, so now you just wanna, what you can do is you could just fill in the center where the hair is by gliding the bristles against the hair, okay? So now, as you're finishing up shading in the hair here, so what you can do is you can actually go just a tad bit above in the hair still, just put a tad bit above the hair, but still in there, and go ahead and create a straight line here, okay? And then follow your eyebrow on how the shape of your eyebrow is growing, okay? And then you're just letting, when you're actually filling in the top, you're just gonna connect it here towards the tail of the brow. The same exact way that we did here, okay? Okay. Okay, so now that we went ahead and filled in the whole entire brow with the pencil, so I went ahead and I'm taking the spoolie part of the brush of the pencil, and what you can do is you can actually, around where the hair is here in the beginning, you can actually push it upward. So I'm starting at the bottom of the hair and I'm pushing upward, and then I'm bringing that over, upward, and then over. And then you can kind of pretty much do the grooming all down where the brow is, all the way down to the end, okay? So what grooming can actually also do, it can actually pick up some of the color. Just in case if you feel like you did your brow a little bit too dark, you can actually go in with the actual, in here, the spoolie part here, and what you can do is you can just push it up and groom it over, or just groom it all the way over, and it's gonna pick up color. Or what it'll do, it'll just lighten up the center here so it won't be so dark and so harsh, and it'll just lift up some color, and then when you bring it over, it just lays everything back down, okay? All right. Okay, so now the next step is carving. So when it comes to carving your eyebrow, that's just pretty much, like I said at the beginning, you're taking your concealer, any concealer of your choice, and you're actually using your short angle brush. The same brush that I used to apply the gel eyebrow. You're actually just gonna put just a generous amount onto the top of the bristles here, a really, really thin amount. And you're actually just gonna trace underneath your brow, okay? And as you trace underneath your brow, after you finish with that, then you're just gonna use the side of the brush, and you're actually just gonna bring it downward so it blends into the skin here, okay? So let's go ahead and try that out. So I put a generous amount on the brush here, and I'm pretty much just gonna trace it out. So I'm actually underneath the hair. So I'm just going to do a small section first. And just trace underneath the hair here. And I'm bringing that down. Trace, and then bring it down. And I just brought that concealer all the way over, all the way down. Okay, so all the way to the end of your eye is where you want to go.
And I'm just bringing those edges down using the side of the brush.
Okay, so now you just want to go back with your blending brush here, and you're going to use the tip of it, and you're just going to go in circular motions to blend out that concealer. So you won't see it and see how harsh it can be if you put a lot on there, okay? So we're just going to go in a buffing motion all around. And I'm just underneath the brow as I'm buffing. Okay, so now what you want to do is pretend like you have so much concealer here and it kind of took away some of your crease color here, where that's totally no worries. So you can actually go back in the same color that you did in your crease when you first did your eyeshadows, just a tad bit, or you can just even do just a really, really light brown. Or you can actually go into your powder that's more of your skin tone. You can go into there and you can actually buff that right where the concealer is, just on the crease part where your eyeshadow originally was, okay? So I'm just gonna take my powder from Studio Fix, and I'm actually just going to buff that into my crease. Well, that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today on Show and Teach on how to do brows, from using gel on one side and then also wanting to know how to do pencil as well. Okay? All right, guys, until next time, I will see you later. Bye.